Hey, I'm Nick. Nice to meet you.
Hey, Nick. How are you? I just recorded you.
Oh, I'm good.
Do you want to do a demo right now?
I don't want to... Are you guys doing something?
We're recording it right now, but, I mean, it's actually probably be more, like, realistic if he's showing you the app and everything.
Stick with us for a couple minutes.
Yeah, come on. I don't know if the audio will pick up you, but at least it gets him, so you're good. But have you seen this app? It's really cool.
No, that's why I'm here. I
Yeah,
have no idea.
awesome.
The app is.
Thanks. Let me give you a quick rundown. So Share Refund helps companies save money on shipping. It turns out that every FedEx, UPS, DHL invoice is complicated. There's multiple ways that they charge you, a bunch of different service fees that they tack on along the way, and the truth is no one in companies is really checking those invoices for billing mistakes, and there are billing mistakes on them. Saturday surcharges, residential surcharges for deliveries to commercial addresses, these mistakes happen. And so our software looks at the invoices, analyzes all the different ways each shipment was billed, ensures compliance to both the services that were consumed as well as the amounts of those charges. So if we find a mistake, the software automatically files a claim with the carrier for the amount of credit that we expect. The carrier will issue credits, refunds, and those refunds will be applied as credits to the invoices that are posted to the account. Our software verifies each credit with a snapshot of the refund that was delivered. And so in this model, if there was a $1,000 shipping invoice, on average we'll save 4.5% on a shipment, on an invoice. So it's $45 per $1,000. We'll verify that $45 in savings. We'll report it weekly to the customer. They collect the savings and they split the savings with us. So there's no cost to use the software. It's all performance based. If it saves you money, then we've done our job. If not, you don't have to pay us $1.
And I'm assuming that it goes to some database to figure out whether that clearly there was a mistake in, like, how does the software figure out that there was a mistake in the billing?
Of course. So our input.
So that one. And number two, how do you then determine the amount of the mistake?
Good questions.
I don't know these answers, but I mean, I can, and even before that, when I've looked at the demo before, it's on our end as an accountant, you just hook it up and connect the UPS FedEx accounts and DHL accounts, and it does all the work behind the scenes. You can go to the app to figure out what it's doing, but otherwise I'm getting an email once a week saying, like, here's the update of what happened last week. That's it.
Right.
And it's super easy, and you can go into, like, how it all works, but first part, you could actually just set it and forget it and let it do its thing.
And Kathy, I imagine you probably need a volume of invoices to do this, or
it helps.
Okay.
I mean, I'm on my own. I'm a little small shop, and I don't have a lot of like inventory clients or anything like that. But I have a financial advisor who sends out stuff, so I get like a little. She gets a refund every couple weeks. But for her, anything that's saving her any kind of money, I mean, I'm like putting money back in her bank account. That's all good. So show him the stuff.
Of course.
Hi, Cindy's now going on the Twitter live thing too.
Oh,
hi.
Your Twitter live.
All
right. Sorry.
So
look at this app. It's really cool.
Here's an example customer for a reseller. And you can see when you log in, here's a dashboard. We include all this information in email because a lot of people don't have time to log into all the apps that they use to run their business, so we make it easy, give it in a daily or a weekly digest. You can set the notification frequency. So over here on the right, you can see we have all the refunds delivered to this account, and it's not just late packages. That's a big part of what we do, looking for packages that are delivered late, but we're also looking for the other types of billing mistakes, like address correction surcharges. So if it's 123 Main Street, and they update the abbreviation to ST rather than street, and
and they charge you more for that?
$16 per. So we check all of those with software, and we do many more. We look at 40 different points along the way. So you asked a question earlier, how do we get the data? So when you register for a Share Refund account, you're going to provide, do it real fast, you're going to provide your username and password to one of the carrier accounts. So most businesses have a FedEx or UPS account, and that information we take at the onset of creating your account, and that's what we use to download invoices, recent invoices from your
And you're
account.
just stripping the data behind the scenes.
Yes.
Pretty much.
So the invoices, they come in a couple different formats from the carriers. The one that we're after is CSV. So we download the CSVs out of the system, and we analyze those CSV documents to make sure that everything is compliant. And we flag all the different ways that a shipment was billed incorrectly, and we prioritize them according to effective value. I call it effective value, but really we want to execute a refund for the most valuable type of refund available. If an address correction surcharge is $16, but the shipment costs $100 going through transit, if we have an opportunity to reclaim the $100 rather than the $16, it makes sense to go after the $100 before we do the $16. So we have a process of how we go about getting those refunds. And
How often are those refunds denied?
they're denied a quarter of the time.
Okay.
And a lot of the reason for that is while we read all of the tracking information and filter out the refunds we know, or the shipments we know won't get a refund, there's still limitations or, let's say, inadequacies in the information that's reported by the carriers. We do our best to deal with that, but there are some, say, notes that aren't applied to the shipments that variance we have to deal with.
But there's no charge for asking for a refund
No,
and then, getting
there's
denied.
No
So there's no downside to this whatsoever.
Yeah.
And for me, I don't care what the refund was. I just see a thing saying, "Oh, we got a refund. Cool, score." Because it's not like my clients would be spending time looking at this stuff. Say it was like a day late or stupid address. I don't know what any of this stuff is.
Yeah.
So
Let me ask you another question. So I'm in Canada.
how's that work in Canada?
Yeah, how does that work in Canada?
So Canadian customers are on the Share Refund platform. We have a lot of businesses using the software already. And they pay their invoices via Canadian dollars, which means they get their refunds in Canadian dollars, which means we need to invoice them in Canadian dollars. And we do all of that.
And sorry, one thing we didn't talk about is how's the, you said there's a contingency fee, right?
Yes.
So how does that fee work? What's the structure for that fee?
Yeah, so 50% of the savings is what we offer as a fee. We also have another pricing model, which is fixed fee pricing. And for our governmental customers, GSA contracts are all cost plus pricing. So in that case, what we do is we charge 5 cents per shipment that we audit, and if any claims need to be filed, we'll file that as part of that 5 cents per shipment.
And then do you get a percentage of the refund in that case as well?
No, the customer collects 100%, and our pricing model is not based off of the success rate or the refunds amount.
Because it's 5 cents for every invoices you charge.
5 cents for every shipment we audit.
Okay.
So it's a small fraction of, an average shipment is about $20, say. So 5 cents to make sure that every single line item on that shipment is accurate, and also taking the time to file the claims in the process, well worth the 5 cents.
Right.
What kind of clients do you have?
Most of my clients actually are small businesses.
Small businesses?
Yeah.
Okay.
But having said that, the goal is to get, I think we're at a point where we can actually get some mid-sized companies as well.
Right.
So the small businesses, if it's just a success-based thing, then that's easy.
Right.
But I think some of the mid-sized companies who run into this, they actually have a lot of shipments going to begin with, right? So I think there's a significant amount of value. Although, then you go back and ask them, okay, you're gonna get for every $100, you're gonna pay $50, or should we do like this 5 cents model? Because the volume is just so high that 5 cents is probably just worth the cost.
Right. If that, but in my case is they don't have the extra money to pay for this sort of stuff, and it's just like, again, it's like a bonus. Like, hey, got something.
$100 mistake, 5 cents maybe worth it,
right? Exactly.
So the cool part about it is that through QBConnect, we have a limited time offer of a 40-day free trial.
Okay.
So companies can start, they don't even need to put a credit card down. We'll do all the work. They collect 100% of the savings. No invoice charges will be applied to their account. And on the 40th day, they can decide which pricing model makes the most sense for them.
That's awesome.
So the auditing and recovery is one piece. We added a few more features that I really want to tell you about because I think they're super cool. One is, wait, I went black. Okay.
Now you're back.
One is our, let me me see if I can get here. Here's all the services built in. So we audit the shipments, we file the claims, we verify the claims with pictures. That's important. So we verify every single refund. We also look at unused shipping labels. It turns out with some carriers, when you create a shipping label, if you don't use it, you still get billed for it. So we track all these unused shipping labels, and on the 30th day, if the shipping label remains unused, we void the shipping label, credits are applied in the same fashion.
All right.
The one I really was trying to get to is this one, the lost and damaged claim filing service. So one of our biggest customers, they have 2 dedicated people full-time doing nothing but filing lost and damaged claims. They're a perishable box shipper, so food subscription box service.
Okay.
And when the package doesn't arrive on time, it spoils. So they file claims with the carrier, and their process is they have to download a commercial invoice out of their order system. They have to fill out a claim form with the carrier. They have to log into the website, point and click through the interface. It's complicated and it takes time. And frankly, it's not a good use of anyone's time. Yeah. So they came to us and said, Nick, can we somehow figure this out to automate it for us? And so we did that for them. And our process in filing lost and damaged claims took those 2 people that had a full-time job and allowed them to do other things in their business.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's valuable, right?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, like, that's saving how much there? Yeah.
So the whole system, the genius part about Share Refund is we took the whole system and we turned it into a white label program. So everything in Share Refund can be branded by a company, a pro advisor, an accountant, a packaging goods company, anyone that wants to offer shipment auditing as a value-add service to their clients.
Right.
They can do that through their own business. And so we do all the marketing materials, all the app interfaces, the reports, all the way down to the credit card statements. They have our partner that's offering this as a value-added service, their branding on it.
Cool.
And we do that, again, on a contingency performance or revenue sharing basis.
Now, this particular, I guess we talked about US and Canada, but what about if you're shipping internationally?
Of course, international shipments, same concept. One of our biggest customers.
As long as you have the account. I mean, You're just logging into the account and they're just, looking at it.
It doesn't matter which part of the globe it's going to.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay. Interesting. I think this is pretty. You've thought this through quite a lot. It's good. Like I think the various services that we're talking about, it's integrated, right? Like if the thing is damaged, so it's not. This is not. The name is almost misleading in some sense that it's only helping you do one thing, which is to claim refund on incorrect labeling and so on. But this goes far beyond that. I like the very last thing you talked about, where someone just sitting there, 2 people full time, all they're doing is
right.
And this is actually pretty good in people who are actually importing and exporting perishable items, right? Because there's always a chance if there's a delay, the fruit or the vegetable or whatever you ship in is going to get spoiled, right?
Yes.
And that's actually very intriguing to me.
Yeah, it was a process listening to our customers' requests, understanding more about how they're integrating with their carriers, their vendors to move products, and what their pain points were. And so we listened and we built features to support their needs. And so we started with a focus of just looking for lost packages, but you can see we've expanded to so much more just based off of a need in the marketplace.
Great. I'll check it out for sure.
Okay.
Great.
Awesome.
And here's a few 40-day free trials for your customers.
Do you mind if I just take a picture?
Of course.
Yeah. Thank you.
I operate the same way.
Great.
Otherwise,
I would have been.
Just kidding.
No, I'm doing this.
Oh, perfect.
Look at that. There's that picture. 40-day free trial, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Awesome.
Thank you.
Just for
Great.
QuickBooks Connect stuff.
Yeah,
Don't try to do this like years later. Because we're on YouTube. Okay. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you. Thanks, Kathy.